Much like love, crypto is a battlefield, folks, and the blood is flowing today. Bitcoin giving some very bad signs. We're heading into the end of the week, and I have my own thoughts on what the market is likely pricing in on Bitcoin today. But if it wasn't hard enough to make money in crypto over the last year, you add in the fact that we're surrounded by vaporware projects, by companies that act like there's some decentralized organization that can literally blacklist you and take the money right out of the account, put it in their own pocket, all across the board. I have a particular situation going on right now that I'll be diving into in this video with you all because holy shit, there is some problems. There's some turbulence here. And if you might remember, called out and warned about the rumblings, the smoke before the fire on FTX so long ago, I'm seeing the same kind of smoke rays in today's environment. Things are getting weird. Who flushed the crypto toilet? We're going to take a look at it, man. There is some crazy, crazy stuff going on the macroeconomic side, geopolitical. Things are getting rough, right? Things are getting rough out there. So this is quite insane to see. Let's hop into it. Make sure to give me a shout and a follow here on X at Drew Weidert, completely doxxed, because I sit here representing what I mean. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. Sack Nasty, good to see you, baby. You might just need a banning just for old time's sake. Holy shit, Bitcoin hit $84,000. You know, before I go into this further, I've only been put up against the wall and needed to take profits on altcoins 3 times in my crypto career. Last week, March of 2024 and December of 2021. So, you know, and I said what was going on as it was happening. I just hope to God that it's not the same thing. The last round, it's like, God, everything's so low. How can this possibly be a local top? Gross. We're going to take a look at the charts because things are looking frisky. Things are looking freaky and frisky on Bitcoin right now. Let's hop into it. So what's up, Pizza Man? Smash the like and share the damn stream out. All right? Spend years calling out these damn vaporware projects, trying to keep the community insulated, shorting altcoins, free money. These quant came in this morning with those shorts, and I knew blood was coming. I knew blood was coming when I saw the Discord trading. Oh my God. Absolutely ridiculous. So Bitcoin on the 1 hour looks god awful. So we have dropped right through the historic, like over the last few weeks, we had seen buying pressure in this 87K. Not today, folks. Not today. Something nasty is brewing. And this is a 3% drop within the hour. Very, very vicious velocity. Let's see if we got, yeah, so the 1 minute's trying to fight back like DZ was showing at the end of his show there, but this is looking problematic. If you look at the trading activity that's going on as well, there are new longs starting to stack up over this current shelf. This is on the 12-hour time frame on Binance. So check out the 24-hour and see what it's looking like here. Oh, God. Okay, so yeah, there's reason for more pain, just monetarily, right? And if you are out there trading, for the love of God, be careful, right? Be careful. Shout out to Yesha and Zob down there in the arena chat. I see you guys. BitLayer killing it. Arrow hit 40 cents exactly. Buying another 10K today. Holy God. Bitcoin to 64K. Honestly, like the scarier thing in this Bitcoin pullback is really for altcoins. I really feel like altcoins are the real ones where, you know, a lot of the garbage is being shook out. A lot of the vaporware is being realized. A lot of the VCs that held tokens and then just constantly dump on people, XRP, are being realized. So it's a weird situation for altcoins, right? It's like even altcoins that you see the treasury is building up, there is still downward pressure potential for them. So, you know, I'm not holding many altcoins. Like I like Chainlink and Canton in my altcoin bags right now. Mostly Bitcoin and Tether, right? Mostly Bitcoin and Tether. I like trading. I'm in danger. Oh, Lord. So if we see just this general process of Bitcoin continue. They run the price up, wash it down to previous high, run it up again, wash it down to previous high, run it up again. Now we have broken below the previous high, right? And the real main point of price defense that Bitcoin truly sits at is about $74,000 for the price to produce Bitcoin, sitting at that level, which is the previous all-time high. General back up the truck targets for me remain at that $70,000 to $65,000 mark, right? Because we can drop a little bit below the price to produce before finding that rebound moment. We absolutely can. We did it last bear market as well. When we were priced to produce 19, we dipped down to 15. So I'm staying prepared for this, staying very plugged into the very plugged into the trading quant as well, because my heart wants the chart to go up. Sometimes you just have to acknowledge when things are getting frisky and there's going to be pain in the markets. Sometimes you really just have to acknowledge that. And they know how you're holding up, right? Are you fully deployed, bought tops and waiting for the market to come up? I was reading some comments in the DC stream yesterday of a lot of people buying the local top and then just waiting for it to bounce back up to a point where they can escape for a flat line or a slight loss, which is really kind of insane for me, guys. We are bottom blasters only, right? We remain bottom blasters only. Do not buy giant green candles, no matter what the asset is, okay? Please, for the love of God, protect yourself out there. There's a lot going on that's playing into this dip, though. So U.S. consumer confidence has collapsed. The Conference Board of Consumer Confidence Index fell to right around 9.7 points in January, down to 84.5. This is the lowest since May of 2014. This marks the sixth consecutive monthly decline, officially putting consumer confidence below the 2020 pandemic levels. Oh, fun, right? What could go wrong in this situation? This is absolutely crazy. And this current vibe does feel like, hell in a handbasket for altcoins and crypto. I did turn around my life exponentially when I bought that COVID crash, right? I put my whole life savings into crypto. The unsurety levels feel the same. The long-term amounts of fear feel the same. Did you do an XYO deep dive? I did. XYO was that was kind of a crazy. I was interviewing the co-founder, and it reminded me I have had that coin app on my phone for a really long time. Had to talk to him. I really think that we have to be cautiously optimistic about crypto right now. It's good to see, companies that say they mean well, but holy shit, guys, there is more. I'd say probably 98% of the altcoin projects that we see right now are going to basically die. There are 28 million tokens in total out there. It's not a situation that you can really expect all of these ships to rise with the tide. It really is a time frame to be careful here. Let's go back into the macro report. So the present situation index, they fell by 9.9 points to 113.7, the lowest since February 21. At the same time, expectations index fell 9.5 points to 65.1, the second lowest since March of 2013. This is far below the threshold of 80 that usually signals a recession ahead. There's a lot of admins. Okay, we're in a recession, essentially, is what you're seeing from a lot of these indexes. And very weird metrics are happening on the macro. The impossible just happened. This is from No Limit Gains. The probability of what is happening is near zero. A 3 Six Sigma event occurred in 1 week where bonds, silver, and gold all go parabolic in tandem. We're currently living through a statistical impossibility. Last Tuesday, Japanese 30-year debt recorded that it's a 6 Sigma session. 2 days ago, silver did even better. It was a 5 Sigma on the rally, then reached 6 Sigma on the drop in a single session. Then gold is up 23% in less than a month. We're getting very close to a 6 Sigma event. That's 6 Sigma events in 1 week. To explain quickly, in finance, we measure price moves around an average using the standard deviation, which they call a sigma. 1 sigma is mundane, and then it goes all the way to 6 sigma, which is supposed to occur once in 500 million occurrences. There's 3 6 sigma events going on in 1 week right now. Just to give some context, there are 6 sigma type episodes we've saw previously in the 1987 crash, a 22% drop in one session on the Wall Street side, March 2020 COVID crash, and then this Swiss franc surge in January 2015. And then y'all remember this, when WTI oil turned negative in April of 2020, right around the explosion of the pandemic and getting ready for economic shutdowns. No, but we never had 3 events occur in 1 week. That's the crazy part. The 6 sigma event is almost never triggered by a simple macro headline. It's almost always moving from the market structure, leverage, positions that are too concentrated, margin calls, collateral problems, and forced selling or buying. Guess what's going to happen if we cascade even further and actually dip back down in aggregate to that 10-10 liquidity yank that Binance and all these major exchanges did to the market? A lot of these altcoins are going to get gutted. I'm just saying, a lot of these altcoins have based their business models off of an altcoin explosion that was going to pad their pockets. The altcoin explosion is not in the room with us. It's not happening. We've been in a downtrend in ISM for much longer than we expected it to be. And a lot of these altcoins are going to be caught swimming naked. It is what it is. Almost always comes from market structure, yada, yada, yada. As you know, the Japanese bond market sits at the heart of global financial systems. And I won't go back over the whole topic, but 6 sigma move in markets is enormous and it shouldn't go unnoticed. This is absolutely crazy. And now, oil prices start to surge. They're back up to $65 a barrel. They're hitting their highest level since September 29th as President Trump ramped up threats against Iran. Now, just shooting from the hip, the timing of Trump's fuck you message that he lays out to many countries, right? I mean, we still have Colombia, Iran, Cuba, all these things in mind for the Trump administration, not to mention Greenland, which is probably going to be a monetary deal in Greenland. But the other countries aren't looking so monetarian. What I think is fermenting right now in the Trump camp is a nasty truth message coming out about Iran after markets close this Friday. That's actually something I think is coming. So just be careful out there, for the love of God. Please be careful. And when it comes to, I'm almost right. I'm gonna be getting to the real nasty part of this whole decentralization scam of all these projects that aren't Bitcoin, right? But one in particular is in my mind here. If you're in the Discord, Now, Q1 downside is what Follis is looking for here. Q2, new Fed chair, and then we get the rate cuts. Q3 gets some upside, and Q4 a local blow off. Extended cycle starts playing in a 2027 macro market top. Scramble to reduce inflation because they refuse to acknowledge inflation's real and actually happening. They're just scamming us with the data they're pulling in so that they can act like it's gone. It's not gone. And they'll have to have that cow come home in 2027. I completely agree with this outlook from Follis. Gold, silver stocks all retrace. Extended crypto winter, probably a gold and silver winter begins. And Jerome Powell smiling from his yacht as he floats away into the sunset. Shout out Jerome Powell. If you're on the East Coast, I am looking at this. There is a potential large winter storm expected along the East Coast with actual snowfall likely to happen across the mid-Atlantic. Snowstorm possible in South New England on Sunday. Rare snow is possible in Florida. The thing in Florida might actually have some snow. I want to know, did it ice over? Did the trees blow across? Did the trees blow up where you live? Where I am, the storm kind of went over my head. The storm really didn't mess with me too much, so I didn't get too messed with it. I want to know if you guys are all right from that storm that we just made it through. I mean, honestly, there was tornadoes below me. The cities above me, they had freezing and trees breaking and all this crazy stuff. My generator was ready, but it wasn't that big of a deal. And yeah, snow is definitely better than frost in the South. Absolutely. I think it's not going to stick. Hopefully, hopefully, right? It wasn't anything. I think it was big grocery trying to get me scared, though. That was in my mind. I was like stopping to get some milk. My wife wanted to get some milk for the kids, and I saw these people scrambling to get a bunch of, food, and I was like, maybe this is big consortium from like Kroger and all these talking heads to go get people to spend their entire freaking money, their whole bag of money on groceries out of fear. This is also terrifying. The average lifespan is 77. Middle age isn't 50, it's 38, meaning that I am now officially a middle-aged man. A middle-aged man, I wonder how unhinged I'm going to be at the later part of my life. Probably going to be very similar to Trump. No fucks given. Full send it. Call out usury. Doesn't matter. You're at the end of your lifespan anyways. What are they going to do, right? Now, this disgusting Bitfinex whales, they put all of these gigantic Ethereum longs in yesterday, right before the Powell speech. They petered off right as Powell started talking, and then all rescinded their longs early this morning. There's some whales that feel the nasty, nasty incoming, and they got out of the way. They knew that this dip was coming somehow. I feel like there's just something real nasty building up on the macro right now. And in general, I did highlight the $84,000 volume node level, which is super, super important to hold. And we are knocking on that ugly door right now. Unfortunately, this is, it's scary, but also not scary for me. Like, I would enjoy cheaper Bitcoin. I would enjoy a $9 Chainlink. I would enjoy seeing good projects get reset. I literally would, but I totally empathize with people that FOMO'd into the tops because it's so backwards how this crypto market works. We get all the traction and all the engagement when everyone's trying to chase gigantic green candles. And it is unfortunate, but I really do appreciate you guys for being with me. This channel was formed when we're at $15,000, $16,000 Bitcoin. I think this, group of people, you guys that are involved with this channel are more war tested in crypto, so to speak. I think you're a little bit more used to it and buying low and selling high instead of the inverse of it. But my heart does go out. I do have empathy for people that bought the recent kind of local tops of altcoins. Bitcoin is the goal here, right? We use altcoins to get more Bitcoin. I think I need to talk about the volume node on Bitcoin and where everything is likely going to right now. So let's actually bring this up, share this tab, and go to this shot. Oh, yeah, perfect. So we got to really look at this, you guys. Okay, so visible volume profile is going to be your friend in this current environment. So you type it in on the indicator, then you go to settings, you change it from 24 to 240, and then you get a much clearer view of the actual volume node. And holy Jesus, this Lord, we need you. We need you. This is a problem. This is a problem. Basically, we are knocking on the door of insane pain right now. We are knocking on the door of insane pain. It is a fast ride downhill if we lose this volume node. This shelf would no longer be, viewed as support, and it would turn into resistance, right? So that is absolutely crazy. Live, laugh, toaster bath. Oh my God. Oh my God. So this is it. It's all about perspective though, right? It is all about perspective. We do have a quant that's giving us confluence when we're feeling sketchy about the market. He's also that confluence for me this morning coming in with the shorts. It's very, very good to have someone on your team that means well to increase our Tether holdings. So if you are scared, take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. Imagine this. We trade, we catch the shorts, we get the Tether, we buy cheaper Bitcoin with the Tether. Sounds like a win-win for me. So full moon coming Sunday, that kind of sounds concerning. Okay. Nicole, a Tesla and I have something in common. I also die poor. You're not going to die poor with me. Jesus Christ. That is not how, you're not going out like that. You're not going out like that. We don't go out like that. We are savages. Okay. We are savages. that fought our way back up. Now, something that, while we're in this environment, I know that, everything is kind of sketchy. Honestly, if we did see a macro pullback on Bitcoin to that scary level, let's just show the level again here on, what is this? I'm on 2-bit with this one. So, and if you want to support the channel, trade with us on 2-bit or Bowfin, right? I'll be getting into, I got some stuff. So, the top of this volume node sits at about $70,000. There's a midpoint of the volume node at 75. If we lose 84, guys, and break apart from this range, it's a quick ride downhill. I will say that if we do see that cascade to the downside in Bitcoin, a lot of these altcoins in the coin market cap listing are going to be gutted, right? I've seen Ondo actually follow through with getting all these organizations, all this involvement with on-chain stocks, but there is a token unlock happening on Ondo, which is, I'm very gun shy on getting Ondo right now. I'll say that flat out. But it's a lot of massive organizations that are getting involved with this. Citi, Visa. I mean, the list, this is all the who's who of finance that's involved with the Ondo Summit in 26. They are heavily involved with tokenization of treasuries, and you don't get to do tokenization of treasuries unless you mean business, right? So having Paul Atkins in the background, Ondo might be one that's able to bounce back and live to another cycle. So I am watching it. I think the last time I looked at Ondo's price, I was looking at some kind of original release levels for the token. Let's see here. It's down 7% today. Lord love a duck. Cascading to the downside. And there it's starting to get a little bit of entry into this original kind of token release level. So as I see the dust settle and, if we can find confluence that Bitcoin's ready to party again, then I'll start looking at Ondo, because you don't get a fake treasuries, right? You don't get a fake treasuries. You don't get a fake things and have Paul Atkins on your side and lead the SEC from where we're at right now. But there are some crazy people that are betting on this market. XRP millionaire wallets rise for the first time since September, adding 42 wallets with, so 42 million tokens with, or, probably 42 wallets with 1 million plus tokens, right? And those are worth about 1.7, 1.6 mil in cash. An encouraging long-term signal per sentiment. XRP is on the edge of a death spiral. XRP, not to mention all the escrow wallets selling off and absolutely just hurting their retail, but this is sketchy. This is really sketchy. Oh, Lord. So XRP, I just know that there is the last edge of a volume node, what they're sitting on XRP right now. Let's actually hop on over and check out the volume node on XRP. And, beyond the escrow, the insiders selling and dumping on everyone, we have to just look at the basic data behind this to figure out where it's actually going to go. So let's pull this up. Let's go widescreen with it. Let's go full screen. Bam. Now, let's look at this from a large term perspective. XRP on the daily with the visible volume profile has absolutely lost the main point of control within this top shelf here. And if you include the previous range that XRP had popped off from, remember that this was all ISO, ISO 20022 tokens going nuts. This looks very dangerous. And I'm not one to go bet $1 million on this. No, absolutely not. Like, if you have to buy XRP because your friends won't be friends with you unless you're holding XRP, $50, right? Or whatever. This thing is looking sketchier than all get out, honestly. So, it is fallen below even the bottom end of this volume node. This looks sketchier than hell. $1.46 right below you. Then you got $1.10 and then a fast ride down to 52 cents. It is what it is. I don't make the rules. I simply am here to just tell you what's on my mind, right? And I think I don't know if you guys, do you want me to tell you what you want to hear, or do you want to tell you what I feel in my heart, right? What I feel in my heart is like, even with this, there's like decentralized exchanges come out. The only decentralized exchange that's worth a literal fuck is Hyperliquid. All of these other ones are literal scams. They are centralized kill switch bullshit that are complete garbage. They are falsifying the idea that they're decentralized. They blacklist my wallet and steal my tether. Literal scams. And you know which one I'm talking about, VDEX. There's a lot of garbage out there. There is a lot of garbage out there. And this is the bullshit that we need to weed out in this industry. We didn't set out to have some pointy-shouldered suit assholes with nice glasses decide who is able and who is not able to take their profits off the table. It turned into a Hotel California crypto. Looks nice when you show up, but you can never leave. That's exactly what's going on. And these people that hold these tokens like an Ondo, these VC investments, they go in there, they get all of their tokens ahead of time, they run the price up through exciting announcements and all this bullshit, and then they dump on your head month after month after month. And it's not okay, it should not be acceptable, and I have to take a stand against it. I have to. I absolutely have to. So you get to decide which side you're on, right? And people around me that are a part of that, they get to decide what side they're on. That's it. That is it. The Amber heard you. And there is no second best. This is why Bitcoin is the flagship. Okay. Yes, I like the outlook of Chainlink. Hyperliquid deleveraged. I remember there was one thing about Hyperliquid. They deleveraged accounts when people were in position to make just gads of money. They automatically deleveraged those positions, right? So this is where I'm at with everything. This is where I'm at with everything. Decentralization matters more than anything. And honestly, proof of work matters more than anything. Because what things kind of look like they're going to right now, I think Bitcoin is going to continue to just grind to the upside, continue to act as a black hole of interest in finance, and companies and banks will capitulate into Bitcoin. I think that is happening over the next 10 years. But a lot of these different insider VC plays, all these centralized garbage vaporware things, they're going to die, and they're going to go down as ships with many people's money still on it that are hopeful. There's a unit bias that's going on right now that's getting people. This is some insight. So even massive financial organizations, they look at crypto and they say, Bitcoin's kind of already had its day, right? We got to look down the list. We got to look down at what's cheaper than Bitcoin. It feels like Bitcoin's already had its day. Bitcoin has not even come close to already having had its day. We are still in the Wild West. There is no regulatory clarity. There is no banks stepping aside to let DeFi take over. We are in the thick of the battle right now. We are in the thick of the battle. You need to reach out to your representatives. You need to make sure that there is an actual, true, decentralized system that can bring dignity back to humanity in 20, 30 years from now. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. Solana's about to fly a hole. That's like, that is the thing, right? I don't know if Josh is still bullish on Ondo. I know he's bullish on getting me copyright strikes and trying to take my channel from me. That's what he's bullish on. Jesus, I need to digress. Yes, Jay, they took my shit. I won, tried to leave crypto California, blacklisted, tether gone. You did make me laugh. You did make me laugh. Please share this message, okay? Because you know what? These organizations knew this is coming out of my mouth, right? And a lot of these altcoins, these people that hold these things, they don't want me to say this shit. They don't want me to say the truth. They don't want me to tell you the reality. They don't. They try to shut me up with threats. It doesn't work. You cannot threaten me. I am at the middle age of my life, and I am not going to go quietly into the night. let's talk about some good things. I like Canton. I like Canton. Now, BlackRock by proxy now holds a 2.2% stake in Theramune, which Canton is a newly validated super validator on Canton Network. So BlackRock has a little bit of stake in a super validator on Canton. If you go through the list of all the validators on Canton Network, they are companies that do not fuck around. I like Canton because it doesn't act like some decentralized thing. It's where all these, like, honestly, where things are going, I kind of feel like stable coins, Chainlink, because you have to send the messages back and forth. And then new controlled mechanisms where Microsoft and IBM can send assets back and forth without having the complete transparency. And this inside club where they can do treasury repos can happen. I think Canton actually is kind of set up to be positioned for that. I do feel that way. And it's kind of showing in the charts. I mean, I don't know where Canton is at. Now it's up to number 18. It was up to number 20 yesterday. It's past Zcash. It's past this stablecoin DAI. Now it's aiming to dethrone Stellar Lumens. And fuck, it's on its way to overtaking Chainlink. Like, what the hell? Holy God. Yeah, that's a problem. And you know what? Yeah, this needs to be done. Arkham, if you can go into Arkham Intelligence and use the platform without needing the token, where's the pressure on the token? And just because some Satanist Peter Thiel's behind it, go fuck yourself. Fuck you. Okay? If you're into Satanist conventions, I want nothing to do with supporting you. Literally nothing. I'm breathing. I like Canton. I like Canton. I do like Canton. Okay. Let's go check out some other data here. Hyperliquid's volume is going nuts, you guys. Hyperliquid's HIP3 daily volume surpassed $2 billion. They making money. And the price of Hyperliquid's probably holding up pretty fucking good today. Holy God, it's up today. So while everything is going to hell in a handbasket, this Hyperliquid chart, the revenue behind it, the drive, God dang, it's doing good. You got to acknowledge the good when you see it. People do love Hyperliquid. I think Hyperliquid even got integrated into the arena. You know, Hyperliquid is expanding all over the place. when UFC match, you know what? I have applied probably 4 times now to Crypto Fight Night. Even talked to George in person. No one will let me in. I'm not on the inside. I'm not going to grovel and, be nice to get a chance. Like, no. If you want a show, I'll go in there. Okay? I'll go in there if you want a show. I don't think it has anything to do with my size. I mean, there's big people. There's big people in crypto. All right, now Link. I want to take a look at the MACD on Link. Let's go chart out Link to see how ugly this chart is. Systemically, I think it's useful, but it is an altcoin, and it is covered in cuts and pain from this. So let's go ahead. And first, we're going to look at the daily. This is not good. A red dot following up that. Jesus Christ. See, it was trying to dig itself out, and we were just like, nope. On the daily, money flow now heading back down. That whole resurgence move completely wished and washed out. I want to pull up the MACD on this bad boy. I want to pull up the MACD on Link. Because I like that green line that you see here, 950. 950 is where I'll feel like unzipping the pants, refilling, topping off the bags. I don't buy Chainlink very often. I've only really bought Chainlink twice. But I still really like what it is. And I haven't had anything break my thesis in terms of its positioning. So let's actually go and check it out. Let's go check it out on larger. Let's go full screen. All right. Let's see here. Look at Aletheum got crushed. The lithium got crushed. Jesus. All right. So where are we at here? This is Chainlink, and this is the visible volume profile on Chainlink. This is daily. So we have all the data, even from this. This is the last buy spot. It was like $5 and I was a king. It felt amazing. I'm not like this chart doesn't make me scared only because of my pattern of when I buy, but I can completely understand people that were buying up in here in the 19 range. They're getting scared shitless right now. You're down like 50%. The main volume node is, sitting at 750. I'm more so looking at the top end of this channel to be a bounce point if we go to hell in a handbasket or we continue crashing down. I think that 950 zone, maybe even like high $8 is likely. Like really, when Binance pulled all that liquidity from the market and just gutted altcoins, thanks, Binance. Appreciate you doing that, by the way. It probably represents the actual buy interest zone for these damn altcoins. Like, I hate to say it, but it's kind of what's been playing out on the charts is you see the actual buy interest zones being represented by what the 1010 crash and the wick took the price of the asset down to, right? It is. And you know what? On that thought, we should actually probably go look and reiterate where the Bitcoin price fell on 1010. That's probably going to matter here. Let's go. Is this 1010? This is November. Let's see, October 10th is a little bit before this. Jesus, we have even lost that. Guys. This is like spade's a spade. Like my heart says up. These charts, look at this. So on 1010, Bitcoin had fallen to $101,000. 1010 for altcoins was doomsday. Like 1010 on Chainlink brought it down to $8.50. This is why the balance needs to be there. Is BNB run by China? Oh no, we're not based in China. No, we have decentralized locations, right? Shut the fuck up. CCP driven mother truckers. Holy God. So what I should do on the next show, I'm going to gut Chainlink's revenue because I know I saw the revenue on Chainlink. It was like doing like $1 million. I think it was like every week or maybe 10 million every week. I got to see if that's actually still there, but they are plugging into this Canton thing. So apparently there's some connection here between Chainlink and Canton. Canton's network, they look to tap 6 trillion on chain and get involved with the treasury repo volume, which is like $9 trillion a month. It's a lot of volume. Canton Network integrated Chainlink data streams, just more data connection. Chainlink, there is no other place to go for the data feeds other than Chainlink right now. So that thesis still remains strong, but we are under the ugly, ugly trend that is going on with altcoins in particular. So I'm not surprised that Canton is tapping in to Chainlink for this. And again, nothing from a thesis standpoint is breaking about it. And I'm not even in like losses on Chainlink, even with all this crap going on. Like it's going to take a very, very ugly pullback. Honestly, Chainlink will have to go below $3.90 for me to be like in the red. So, it's going to be, you got to basically burn the whole crypto industry to make me feel some badness about it. But the thesis hasn't changed on Chainlink. Tomorrow I will dig into the revenue though, particularly for you, Crypto Stevo. Crypto Stevo is a fucking legend. I absolutely love you. Now, this is crazy. On the culture side, honestly, I'll never vote Democrat. I don't care. Culturally, you have absolutely ruined any outlook of having people like me vote Democrat. I did vote for Obama. I believed in change, right? And then you showed me what you meant, right? With your stay behind networks, your deep state plays. I don't even feel like Republicans care about us. I do feel that both parties are ass. I am warming up my death metal. I'm in the background making a death metal album right now, and I'm really excited. It's basically like if a Crusader got a mic and started singing death metal, that's me, right? The oldest of 13 colonies, founded in 1607, is about to be disarmed by a man that was born in Bangladesh named Saddam Aslan Salim. This sounds fantastic. What's going on here? A bill to ban assault weapons. Quick fucking news flash here. Assault weapons are not legally available for everyone in the United States. You have to have an FFL to get access to automatic weapons, right? Now, assault weapons, there's a bunch of nuances within the definition, but this whole banning assault weapons in general is just such bullshit. It drives me nuts. Bill to ban was voted out of committees in the Virginia Senate, and it essentially makes gun ownership illegal in the Commonwealth of Virginia. The author of the state senator, Saddam Aslan Salim, was born in Bangladesh, and now he gets to tell us that we don't get to own firearms in a state in the United States. Yeah, fucking right. Not happening. And the author go, you know what? We should deport this guy. Virginia's code, an assault weapon is defined as any semi-automatic center fire rifle or pistol that expels a single or multiple projectiles. The bill makes it a class 1 misdemeanor to possess or sell an assault weapon under this definition, as well as any magazine that holds over 10 rounds. Most firearms fit this definition. If signed into law, it would turn millions of law-abiding gun owners in Virginia into felons overnight with the stroke of a pen. Make sure if you're in Virginia to make your voices heard. Make your voices heard. These elected assholes. I don't even know how the fuck that guy got elected. Salam Makalakalamim. What the fuck are you doing in our government? This is insane. Deport him. Like, I don't even care if he is a citizen. Literally go. You're not going to tell us in the United States that we can't have the Second Amendment. It's not going to happen. We're not giving it up. I got a lot to talk about. Mayor Zohran Mamdani says that New York City is facing a fiscal crisis on the scale of recession. Let's have a listen to what this little communist light has to say about how things are going in New York.
We are speaking about a fiscal crisis at the scale greater than the Great Recession. And so there will not be one single thing that can answer that crisis. It will require us to pursue every single avenue. That means looking inward into savings and efficiencies. That also means raising taxes on the wealthiest New Yorkers and the most profitable corporations. And it means recalibrating the relationship with the state.
I think we need to recalibrate some other things to fix this situation. That's me personally. And also, this is fun. Remember Bananas and Rice Girl, Somali Bananas and Rice Girl. She got arrested for assaulting a law enforcement officer in Minnesota. So shout out to her. What a heartfelt message she laid out to the world. This is what we're dealing with. This is the level of idiocy going on that they're trying to shill into the United States. It's not going to happen.
So I'm Somali. I'm proud to be Somali. To me, being Somali isn't just eating bananas with rice. It's a lot. It's like it's an interesting thing. It's very hard to describe what it means to be Somali and what.
I'm sure it is hard to describe when you don't have a fucking brain between your ears. Now, the Fed decision yesterday, Fed halted the Fed rate cuts. Next meeting also is leaning towards no Fed rate cut. And honestly, let's light this candle. Raise the rates. I don't care. Let's watch this shit burn. You have falsified data. You have printed our buying power into basically nothing. The dollar's buying power is falling off a cliff. And yet all of a sudden, yesterday, as gold goes to new highs, aluminum jumped to, what was this? 3,285. Holy God. So aluminum's going nuts. And Jerome Powell was asked about, what do you think about gold going crazy? Do you guys monitor? Do you take any warnings from gold going to $5,500 an ounce in breakneck speed? Does this mean that trust in central banks is falling apart? Here's what Jerome Powell had to say yesterday. This is peak cinema right here.
Significant price increases we've seen for precious metals.
Don't take much message macroeconomically. The argument can be made that we're losing credibility or something. It's simply not the case. If you look at where inflation expectations are, our credibility is right where it needs to be. So we look at those things. We don't get spun up over particular asset price changes, although we do monitor them, of course.
So he monitors them. He doesn't acknowledge the fact that the world is literally hammering into gold because the trusted central banks is basically at zero right now. He's going to use his political posturing. Most of the Federal Reserve governors are Democrats, and even the staffers within the Federal Reserve. And Jerome Powell is going to sling as many Cadillacs from his tower that remains at the Federal Reserve at Trump as he possibly can on his way out. This is what it is. And here is the great context of the situation. It took gold 5,600 years to hit $1,000 an ounce for the first time in 2008, right? Amid the worst financial crisis in U.S. history, I would say the Great Depression is definitely up there. Meanwhile, gold prices just rose $1,000 an ounce in 28 days. Don't worry, though. Fiat currencies are fine. Stay where you are. Stay trusting the daddy government, and they're going to fix this all for you. No, they're going to bring inflation down, but they're also going to print $20 trillion to build AI data centers to put you out of work. That sounds like a great combination, Jerome. And yesterday, Jerome Powell's like, oh yeah, AI is going to make products cheaper and it's going to raise it. It's going to raise wages, you guys. How in the literal is AI going to raise wages when it's putting people out of work in massive, massive swaths? Amazon fired 16,000 people. I think I saw like UPS or some shit fired another 20,000. This is happening. No problem. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. We'll go to new highs in the S&P 500. This financial centipede of NVIDIA and Oracle is going to keep going to new highs because they keep buying their new product. They're going to keep receiving money that's printed out of thin fucking air from the United States government. And then you're going to get poor by holding the dollar that they're running away from. That's what's going on. Microsoft's going down. I don't know what caused this. I kind of actually feel like looking at this MSFT chart. Yesterday was a problem. Let's actually look at Microsoft. It's a pretty big organization to see something like that happening. Right now, we're at $85,200. Not out of the risky biscuit zone. And honestly, this trend line is probably going to determine if we're going to hell in a handbasket. Right now, over the next few weeks, if we hit it, it's 84,000 flat. Keep an eye on that. Let's go to Microsoft. MSFT. All right, so this is on the daily. Jeez Louise. All right, so we gapped up. We gapped up in May of last year. Very, very aggressively. And now we're getting a gap down. This is something going on. There's some turbulence going on. Let's look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA is basically, you know, if NVIDIA goes, everything goes. If NVIDIA goes, everything goes. I don't think, looking at NVIDIA, it doesn't look like the S&P is finally doomed. Probably some internal BS going on within the Microsoft organization, you know. I'm really watching NVIDIA to be like that canary in the coal mine for buckle up, Great Depression 2.0s here. It is what it is. Thanks for the tip in the arena chat, NFA. Good to see. Yeah, good idea, NFA. Honestly, like anyone that you're going to choose a side, honestly, you know I'm very, very accustomed to deportations. And I'm not standing for it. I'm not standing for supporting centralized garbage, blacklisted crypto bullshit vaporware. Absolutely not. The line in the sand has been drawn. So I love you guys. We all, I think, are on the right path. But a decision is left within all of us, right? Do you trust these centralized vaporware garbage organizations to bring you to financial Valhalla? Or do you trust in Bitcoin and the collapse of the fiat currency and a move towards data and proven blocks on chain that cost $74,000 a piece to produce, right? That's the choice you get to make. I love you guys. I'm going to take a breath. I love it that you guys showed up to support me. Stack Bitcoin and you're going to be okay. Absolutely sufficient enough. Make sure to click the link in our description if you want to get those short and long calls from our quant in the Discord. You got it's literally free. Sign up with 2bit. Use your user ID. You get those calls for free. And I do ask that you trade with us on 2bit because that company takes good care of the blockchain basement and has helped me grow this all the way through this unbelievably boring garbage market. And it's allowed me to have a place to warn people about bullshit and protect us from downside. I love you. I'll see you.